West Ham have the chance to do the funniest thing ever. Meanwhile, Spurs are legit now in a relegation battle. La Liga's number 10s keep carrying the division, and Messi is up and running in 2026. This is DMAC Daily. The state of Tottenham in the big 2026, winless in their last 7 Premier League games. Their captain slandering the club's hierarchy on social media on multiple occasions before then getting sent off for a second time this season during another devastating injury crisis. The fans are livid with this club, all the while their manager's most notable contribution of late was when he was caught drinking from an Arsenal cup. This might just be peak Spurs activities, but the looming threat of relegation is now also there. Granted, they did finish 17th last season, however the state of Leicester, Ipswich and Southampton meant they were always safe. Yet in 25-26, different story, because West Ham are suddenly winning games consistently. Forest have one loss in their last 5. Leeds are on the rise too. Only 6 points separate Spurs from the dreaded drop, and I don't see their situation improving anytime soon. It's funny, 8 months ago, I made a video questioning whether winning the Europa League was actually a beneficial outcome for either Spurs or United. As both clubs were rapidly regressing back then, I pondered whether securing UCL football might just prove to be detrimental to their progress moving forward. Some saw where I was coming from, others fundamentally believed that winning this trophy was a must. The UCL revenue would help massively with recruitment, with PSR, and that silverware would help restore pride to either of these clubs. Now, Tottenham won that day, and sure, that moment ended their 17-year trophy hiatus, but look at where they are now. Off the back of spending £230 million this season, they are struggling more than ever. Ironically enough, this UCL campaign has proven to be a minor reprieve for them, but do we really see Spurs winning this competition? Almost certainly not. All the while, the very real systemic issues still exist. They don't have the personnel to effectively manage European football and are suffering in the league as a result. Meanwhile, United took that seismic L of Europa League humiliation and are now in such a better place. Even under Amorim, they were sat 6th before he left. Less football has been a blessing in disguise for this club, and now under a seemingly competent manager, they're suddenly flying. The feel-good factor is back at Old Trafford. Old mate might just get his haircut after all, but had they won the Europa League back in May, I am of the opinion that United would be struggling a whole lot more this season. They needed a complete reset. UCL football was the band-aid fix. Moving to another headline Premier League fixture this weekend, and Man City have kept their title hopes alive with a massive come-from-behind victory at Anfield. Szoboszlai with another magical free kick before an immediate fight back from Silva, and then late on, Haaland from the spot. In the dying embers, Donnarumma delivered a spectacular save that even had Pep stunned before madness ensued shortly after. Alisson went forward for a last gasp set piece. Cherki would then pick up the ball and struck from halfway. Szoboszlai fouls Haaland in the process before Haaland fouls him. The ball goes in, but VAR intervenes with an outcome that is somehow worse for both teams. The goal doesn't stand, but Szoboszlai is shown a red card. A lot of people were angry with the officials, but this was the objectively correct decision made. Like, we can have our legit grievances with VAR, especially in regards to subjective calls, but bemoaning its correct usage is just counterproductive. So Arsenal will be slightly disappointed, although they were excellent on the weekend against a strong Sunderland side. Zubimendi with another clutch moment. What a season he's having before their prized recruit Gyökeres bagged a brace off the bench. That's now 8 goal contributions in his last 7 games, by the way, starting to find form, just like Cole Palmer, whose first half hat-trick secured a comfortable win for Chelsea at Wolves. The number 10 blocking out the noise with that celly. I wonder how the Sun will spin this nonsensical narrative that was manufactured from nothing. Elsewhere in the league, and Leeds secured a massive 3 points over relegation rivals Forest, whilst West Ham swept aside Burnley. 3 wins in their last 4 games now. Somerville scoring in 5 games on the bounce. Bro has channeled his inner Lingard. Meanwhile, Everton got the better of Fulham away. That sees them rise up to 8th, just 2 points shy off of £474 million spending Liverpool. Even crazier, Brentford find themselves in 7th place, having outclassed Newcastle at St James's Park. What a campaign the Bees are having. Palace end their horrid run of form with a win away at Brighton, and Bournemouth hold Villa to a draw with their Semenyo replacement Ryan scoring a classy goal. What a talent this kid is, but at the same time, what is Luca Digne doing? Some of the worst defending I've ever seen. Moving over to La Liga, and it's the battle of the division's finest number 10s, starting with Barca's Yamal, who scores in his 5th straight game. During this run, we've seen a bicycle kick, a brilliant first-time finish, and now a banger from 30 yards. The versatility of this kid is crazy. You look at some of those dribbles he pulled off over the weekend too, shades of Neymar with that movement, but what impresses me most with Barca is the sheer depth of this midfield. I mean, just look at the quality of their fringe midfielders in Bernal and Casado. These guys walk into like 99% of teams, but at Barca, opportunities are limited. Bernal in particular, what a player, scoring his first goal for the club. He's come back from an ACL and still looks every bit the special talent he was prior. The archetype Barca number 6 profile, one of La Masia's most exciting prospects. This guy used to captain Yamal back in the day. I feel like we've only seen 1% of what he can truly offer, but in a team full of elite midfielders, it's difficult for Flick to prioritize his development. Moving to Madrid, and Mbappe says, anything you can do, Yamal, I can do better. You score in 5 straight games, I score in 6, as Los Blancos prevail away in Valencia. Alvaro Carrera stepping up with a fine individual goal before Mbappe closed out the show. Typical Arbeloa performance, you know, not particularly convincing, but simultaneously getting the job done. Defensively, they've definitely improved in recent weeks, bar that Benfica disaster, but the problems are still evident. Like, there's no sense of real control in that midfield whatsoever. Yes, they were missing Bellingham, but he doesn't fix that issue either. They're crying out for a Vitinha-like profile of any sort. Although, I don't know, maybe they can just keep grinding out their way to a potential title. They're only 1 point shy of Barca after all. Meanwhile, Real City neighbors Atletico Madrid are just confusing me. You mean to tell me this Atletico team that battered Real Betis 5-0 on the road 3 days ago, then went on to lose 1-0 at home come the weekend? Granted, they suffered at the hands of the GOAT himself, but what is this team, man? I know El Cholo is iconic at this club, but I think they seriously got to consider something else next season. Maybe someone like Felipe Luis, who's cooking at Flamengo, because the investment levels are there, but the performances are dreadful. Also, just quietly, Julian Alvarez, 0 open play goals in his last 16 league games. That is abysmal. Heading to Germany, and normalcy has returned. StatPad FC are back at it following a poor 2-match run. They'd face Hoffenheim, who had started 2026 in perfect fashion with 5 straight wins, sat 3rd in the league before Kane and Luis Diaz humbled the heck out of them. Diaz in particular scoring his first hat-trick for the club alongside 2 assists. Ridiculous individual performance. Many were questioning why Bayern splashed 75 mil for the soon-to-be 25-year-old winger over the summer. Well, 32 goal involvements in 30 games later, I don't think there's many questioning the decision now. Bayern's front line is just cooking. Olise and Musiala also both picking up assists too. Spare a thought for Lennart Karl though, bit of a howler from the 17-year-old. Meanwhile, Dortmund kept the pace with a valiant 2-1 away win at Wolfsburg. Girassi popping up with the late winner. They conceded a lot of chances in this match. This isn't a vintage Dortmund side by any means, but credit to them. They've only lost 1 league game all season. They've still got a 6-point gap and a whopping 37 goal difference that separates them from Bayern, but with 13 fixtures still to play, it's definitely doable on paper. Moving to the Serie, and Inter have hit flow state. 11 wins, 1 draw in their last 12 league games, 5 straight away wins, all clean sheets, including today's 5-0 drumming of Sassuolo. Typical Inter performance, aerially dominant. Their strikers popping up with important goals. Di Marco with a hat-trick of assists. If they make a deep run in Europe, maybe it's an interesting title race, but right now they're just levels ahead of all of their competitors. Credit to Napoli though, Conte's injury-ravaged side battled from start to finish and won late away at Genoa. McTominay with a screamer, Højlund with a brace to end his 7 league game scoring drought, whilst Juve came from 2 goals down to Lazio to salvage a point at the Allianz. Weston McKennie with his 5th goal of 2026. He has become so clutch of late, just like Lazio's 38-year-old legend Pedro, scoring in back-to-back league games, aging like a fine wine, that lad. Meanwhile, in Ligue 1, and Ousmane Ballon d'Or would dominate Le Classique with a stellar double, the 2nd goal goal was just a thing of beauty. He's starting 2026 in a similar vein to that iconic 24-25 season, setting up Kvaratskhelia shortly after too, who struck the filthiest volley you'll see all weekend, as they ended up hitting Marseille for 5 goals. But all the while, little old Lens kept up the fight, coming from behind to defeat Stade Rennais. Alain Saint-Maximin, on his return to Ligue 1 after 7 years, came off the bench and then scored on debut. Each week, I keep saying to myself, this Lens team can't keep this run up, surely. PSG's squad is valued 10 times theirs. They've got the 9th highest valued squad in Ligue 1, but somehow they keep on winning games. We also saw Lyon pick up their 6th straight league win. However, it wasn't all positive news. Their new star boy Endrick shown a red card. And finally, new year, same old Messi. In his first appearance of 2026, the Argentine marked it with a typical performance against none other than Barcelona. No, not that Barca, but rather the Ecuadorian club, scoring a brilliant solo goal, taking out 3 players before slotting effortlessly and then providing an assist shortly after. Just GOAT things. Anyways, guys, that's all for today's DMAC Daily. I'll see you tomorrow.